you a songwriter? Are you looking to turn your songwriting passion into a full-time gig? Whether you are just at the start of your songwriting journey or a seasoned industry professional, this show is made for you. Welcome to The Songwriter Show, bringing together songwriting news, interviews, and community. Now, welcome your host, Sarantos.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome back to the Songwriter Show right here on Reality Radio 101. I'm your host, Sarantos, a solo music artist who's been writing lyrics for as long as I can remember. Words just mean the absolute world to me, and that's why I love hosting this show for you every single Tuesday evening. I believe in my heart that every single song is a story. Tonight, I'm so happy to have on the show Gale. They're based out of Charleston, South Carolina. They're a band that's built for the stage. High energy, full band performances that swing from roof-lifting rock and roll to hushed, harmony-rich intimacy. The group began when longtime friends and bandmates Joshua Gale and Sean Monahan set out to finish the music they started writing together in their early 20s while attending college in Charleston.
And now, welcome this week's special guest.
Welcome to the show, guys. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Tell us a little bit about, this is kind of a cool origin story. Tell us a little bit about what brought you guys back to each other.
Yeah, so friends in college and playing music and having a great time in school. Kind of went to two different schools in the same town. And after getting married, we both ended up getting married to our college sweethearts, and after you get married, usually sometimes you disappear from your friends for a little bit because you're just so excited to be married. But then we both got incredibly busy with work and just other parts of life, and then eventually having children and things. And so after a while, just one thing turns into the next, and you just see that you're at capacity, your schedules are full. So kept in touch, and then a couple of years ago, I just never lost the itch to finish recording the songs that Sean and I began writing in our early 20s. So I picked up the phone and I reached out to Sean and I said, hey, I think it's time that we get into the studio and finish what we started. I'll let you take it from there, Sean.
Yeah, that was wild. So we had been doing our family thing for, 13 years, not playing music together. We were playing individually. We both are involved with our church music. I was playing professionally around town. And I was in a position where I was done with my current job. I was about to start freelancing, and he called me up, and I was like, dude, I'm about to have all the time in the world. So we started getting in the studio, and then one thing after another, a label, we caught their attention, and they signed us, and we've been recording ever since.
Nice. Okay. Tell us about your songwriting process. How does that work for you guys?
Usually Joshua has the song idea. He's great with songwriting and themes, and so typically he'll come up with an idea for a song or 75% of the song, and then we'll get together and kind of shed it over with a guitar or piano and pull some stuff together. There's another member of our band, Melissa, it's Josh's wife, who will come on board and help with some of the writing, but each song kind of looks a little different, but usually it's us just kind of getting the reps in and trying to work it until we feel like it's where we want it.
And how do you guys figure out if you're going to make a song or get it out into the world? Do you have any confidants? Do you check with your spouses? How does that work for you guys?
One of the litmus tests for us is that the kids will not stop singing the song. It's so sticky. The melodies are there. The words are understandable. The concept's there, all that kind of stuff. If the kids are having to ask, what does that mean? Or if they are not singing the song, and it's been like 2 weeks since they've heard it and they're not still singing it. That's one test. Another test is really, our label makes that big decision of what we cut and what we begin to produce and work on. So, we have under our agreement with our label, we have a certain amount of songs that we have to write per year. And then out of that, we'll cut some demos and send those demos over to the label, and then have some quarterly meetings and decide, okay, what are we cutting next? And if any of it was good enough. And then, we usually can agree, simultaneously almost that, we're all agreeing at the same song for the same time. It doesn't mean that the other songs won't get cut. It just means that they weren't the greatest song out of the batch currently. And so it's a whole thing where, songwriting is the name of the game, and just the more you write, the more success you can have. And so, but for us, it's, there's meaning behind the song. Sometimes for us, the song means more to us than it does anybody else, because we wrote it for ourselves. We needed to hear it, or it really was something, that was really important to us at the time. And so it resonates with us, and it means more to us. So sometimes you have to hear a no, because they're not engaged with the same emotion that comes from the song that you are.
Do you guys have, with all your gigging and all the stuff you're doing, do you have a really fond musical memory you've made in the last year that you want to share?
I'd say our last, we did a show a few months ago. It was one of our last big gigs before we took a little break for the holidays with the family. And it was something we'd been working for a long time, talking with the venue, trying to figure out all the details. And it was hectic the day of. We were all over the place trying to get everything put together for it, but just ended up being an incredibly special night. We have just some incredibly supportive fans in Charleston that made the trip out to see us, and it was just something special. We had I think it was a 7-piece band playing together, and it was a wonderful night.
Yeah, I'd say for that show, usually your friends and family will tell you a great job, but for that, I think that performance, what was special for me is when the venue it is a live music venue, so not just a bar, not just a place that has occasional live music. That's all they do. That's what they're named for, made for. And to have staff come out of the shadows and say, hey, listen, after everybody had left and we're done, clearing our stuff off stage, to have the event staff say, hey, listen, that was incredible to watch. And to name their favorite parts of it, not just flattery, but to give you some context of what they enjoyed the most when they watch live performances on a nightly basis. And they call it work, and they had to, for a second, disassociate the two things and then tell you really what they enjoyed. And so we had so much feedback from 3 different managers and the bartenders and just all this different folks. And that's what's really important to us as well. It's not just putting on a great performance and saying things over a microphone that we hope will kind of impact people's lives, but when they see that, we're really authentic, we're the people, we are exactly who we say we are, and we're putting on an incredible performance at the same time. And so that was a special night. It kind of solidified some things for us, and kind of boosted us to want to do that even more and more and more.
You guys talked about family a bit. How do you balance your band, your gigging, your music careers with other obligations from your mates, your children, maybe side gigs or jobs you have?
That's been quite a challenge. Typically, I think a lot of bands in this industry, they're given the path of, you got to just play as many gigs as possible, get on the road. 300 days out of the year you need to be playing if you want to make it. And we've prioritized different things in life. We deeply, treasure our families and don't want to miss out on these years with our young kids. And so we're attempting to figure out another way, and it looks different and it's got different sacrifices, but our goal is that at the end of the day, nothing with the family gets sacrificed. And so, maybe it's not as many shows we're playing, maybe it's more studio days because we can work that around the kids' school schedule, but it dictates everything we do.
I think, a lot of the country has lost on being family centric as much as we should be. And I think it is telling of where we are in the world. And so, I think a lot of people believe a lie that you got to catch up. Like, you got to catch up. You got to keep going. You're behind. You're getting in late. You're whatever it may be. And they just keep trying to strive and strive and strive, make as much content as possible, and then go and play as many shows as possible and all these different things. And I think that's a lie that too many people have believed, and they're willing to sacrifice so much because somebody that's, was trying to, make new content or seem like a successful person told them that they needed to do X, Y, and Z. Well, they heard you needed to have done it yesterday, and you've been given, an opportunity, and you need to sacrifice everything else in order to seize that opportunity. It's the biggest lie that I think performers, songwriters, musicians believe, and they're willing to give up so much to follow that pursuit that they're missing out on so many other incredible things, that they were already sitting on an acre of diamonds, but they went out and pursued something else at the cost of a lot. And so, there's so many documentaries and things too, listening to musicians and people who, turn to drugs and alcohol because they're just coping with so much of hurt, or coping with so much of just a lifestyle that is not sustainable, instead of valuing relationships and enjoying life and enjoying a slower pace of life. There's a lot of musicians that, stay on the road because they don't know how to come home. Home feels so different, that the road felt like home to them because they got into a rhythm with that. And it's pretty tragic. So for us, it's trying to keep a lens and trying to, keep boundaries, really, really strong boundaries of how many times a year we travel, how many times we do this. Now, obviously, there's times where our families have to understand that there's opportunities that we should take in, but we usually agree upon those together. And they're willing to sacrifice, our spouses are willing to sacrifice as well, so that we can take advantage of some opportunities like that. So there's somebody who told me one time, and this always stuck with me: something will always get robbed. It just can't be the same thing all the time. And so I'm sure, you've seen that in some of your line of work.
Sure.
But, it's life will catch up with you.
It always does, man. It always does. All right. Tell us about this song that we're going to hear in a minute here. What inspired this one from you guys?
Roses is a special song. One of the things that we've learned working with a label that is investing money in us is we don't always get to promote our favorite songs because there are other factors at play. At the end of the day, especially for a younger band like us, we're trying to gather an audience, and the label's only willing to do so much at a time. And so there are some songs that are great songs that we feel like aren't the most strategic financially or for the business. And so this was one of those that kind of sat under the radar for about a year, but it was always something that was special to us, and we felt like was a great song. We wrote it very quickly. This was one of the rare songwrites that came really quickly, but meant so much to us. And it was last year in a season where there's a lot of stuff going on with shootings around the U.S., and we just felt like it was the right time to release this song that just was our expression of how we don't want to wait until a funeral to tell someone how much they meant to us. So we want to tell them that the second we think of it, and in every day. So that was just a reminder to us of how the people around us are so important, and they need to hear how we feel about them.
Okay, awesome. Tell you what, let's take a listen, and we'll come back and talk a few more minutes. Okay, everybody, check this out. Here we go.
The funeral, take every chance to tell her she's beautiful. Live every moment so intentional. You never know what the future holds. I could play this song until my fingers bleed, if that's how long it takes for you to see. Tell all the birds how much they should envy me. You turn my life into a melody. We might not be here another day, so why am I holding back the words I long to say? I won't let the moment pass us by. It's meaningless unless I tell you what's inside. Preacher to preacher is all we've got. You know I can't afford to ever stop reminding you how wonderful you are. something special within your heart. We might not be here another day, so why am I holding back the words I long to say? I won't let the moment pass us by. It's meaningless unless I tell you what's inside. We might not be here another day, so why am I holding back the words I long to say? I won't let the moment pass us by. It's meaningless unless I tell you what's inside. Unless I tell you what's inside. Unless I tell you what's inside. Don't hold your roses till the funeral.
Well, thank you for sharing that song with us. Very cool.
Yeah, thank you.
So, could you guys tell us, is there like a song you guys have released that you're most proud of?
I think one that, we write music with intent that our children will, continue to play. They're our biggest fans as well, besides Sean's mom. Usually there's, you're making content, you're making music, you're doing all these things. Everybody else in your life is at capacity. You're not going to get tons and tons of feedback from every friend and family member. There's just something about music where you're not going to hear a ton about it, and you have to find your audience, and it's not always your friends and family. So when you're making stuff sometimes and you're just not getting a pat on the back, you're not really getting anything, but you're spending this time doing it, being extremely vulnerable, like putting yourself out there in front of people, like stuff that normally people wouldn't do because, of course, like it's a very vulnerable thing to do. And so Sean's mom, literally, as soon as the post goes out, she's there resharing, commenting, liking. She's been so faithful over the years of supporting us and encouraging us, which has just always been so special to us. And we can always rely on that. Sean's wife is the same way. She knows all the lyrics of all the songs. She's like the best confidence monitor in the world when you're singing live. But our children are the biggest fans. They think everything is just incredible, and it's really pure and genuine from them. So the kids also know the stories behind the songs, and there's some stories I've had to share with the kids that some deeper stuff, but they're having an understanding at 5, 9, 11 years old, and I Still Do was a song that we really appreciate a lot. Of the songs we've released, because it was written out of a place of just hurt and out of a season where you turn around and say, what the heck was that? And then all of a sudden I realized the thing that had been getting robbed so many times was my wife. And so she really told me how she felt one night and let me have it, which inspired me to go into the next songwrite with Sean. He's like, anything you want to write about? And I was like, yeah, I do. And it was another one of those moments where we had a song come together pretty quickly. And so was able to share that song with my wife to really document exactly how I feel, even if I'm not saying it enough, as much as she thinks I should be saying certain things. It's now documented, and music will outlive us all. We still get to hear music that was written and scored, hundreds and hundreds of years ago on a piece of paper, and then we can pull a band together and perform that same music, and so we can hear, their heart on and music, and the music that we're putting out will outlive us. So I'm excited that my children's children's children will understand how their great grandfather or their great great grandfather loved his wife, and he wouldn't shut up about it. So I Still Do is probably the kickoff of that kind of thing, and I hope it encourages them long after I'm gone.
Sure. All right, tell us about where people can buy or stream your stuff before we let you go here.
Yeah, it's galebird.com, GALEBIRD.com. That has every link for every social media account, every link for Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, YouTube Music, all that kind of stuff. Wherever you stream music, you can find Gale Bird. It's 2 words, GALEBIRD. And then on galebird.com, you'll also see a link to purchase merchandise. Merch is like the gratuity that you would give somebody waiting on your table or anybody in the service industry. It's the way to tell the artist, hey, I know you don't make any money streaming music because you're not insanely famous band, and streaming doesn't get and pay off very well. Merch is the way to say, I appreciate y'all and what you're doing. And so it means the world to us when people purchase merchandise from our website. So we've got some really cool shirts and hats and pants and all sorts of things on there that are worth taking a look.
All right, cool. I want to thank you guys for being on the show tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're welcome. And to all the fans out there, thank you for spending a little bit of your precious time with us tonight. Thank you so much. If you're a songwriter with a story to share, please feel free to reach out on the website. To all the listeners, I hope this episode has inspired you like it has me to keep exploring your own stories through music. My name is Sarantos. It's been a pleasure having you here on Reality Radio 101. Please join me every single Tuesday evening to keep hearing some awesome stories from these incredible artists all over the world. I love you all. Have a great night.
Tonight it's just me and this bottle's doing slow. Jumping in shadows and feeling way too exposed. Love's wreckage flickers on a cracked TV. What's a desperate dude to do when he's flying solo? The right place, the wrong time, yeah, that's always my sign. I know myself, my dreams don't ever play fair. I fight the facts like the truth doesn't matter. Then she walks in, boom, hot damn, she blows my mind. She leans in close, I catch a fever. Flashes that smirk, I lose myself. If I could steal just one night with her, I'd smile my way through the flames of hell. Slides off her cheek. I got this chorus caught behind my teeth. My nerves are loud, they're buzzing like a radio. God give me the guts, the fire, the right words to speak. She's camera ready, knows just when to crack a smile. My thoughts are spinning, heavy like a wrecking ball. I'm diving deep like I've got somewhere to go. Each step's a gamble, hoping I can match her style. She leans in close, I catch a fever. Flashes that smirk, I lose myself. If I could steal just one night with her, I'd smile my way through the flames of hell.
Thank you for listening to The Songwriter Show. To keep the momentum going, head over to www.songwritershow.com and join our free music community of artists, songwriters, and producers. That's www.songwritershow.com.